Hey guys, it's Amanda Panda. Welcome back to another custom My Little Pony tutorial. And this is the highly requested Slender Pony. It's Halloween and everything's a little spooky around here. And today Applejack is going to be transforming into the Slender Pony for a Nightmare Night. I'm starting off by removing her eyes and cutie mark with some acetone. Next, I'm going to remove all of Applejack's hair. I'm starting off by removing her head. I do that by twisting it to the side until it pops off just like that. I'm going to remove the hair on her head first. It is easier if you cut off all her hair first, so I'm going to use some big scissors, cut off as much of her hair as I possibly can, and then go in with some teeny tiny scissors and cut that hair all the way down to the scalp. After her haircut, it's time to remove the neck plug. To do that, I make a series of small cuts all the way around the neck plug until I can just pull it right out, just like that. And now you have access to the inside of the head and you can pull out all of those clumps of hair and glue. I like to use pliers, but if you have tweezers, you could always use those. And now the head is completely bald and it's ready to be customized. Now I'm going to work on removing the tail. I'm going to remove this part of the neck plug using the same method of making small cuts with my X-Acto knife and pulling it right out. I'm going to cut off as much of the tail as I can. It just makes it easier to pull it out if you cut it short first. Then I'm going to reach inside the body and pull out all of that tail hair and the metal washer that's inside. Now it's time to start customizing. I am going to cover all of the holes at the back of Applejack's hair with a little bit of Sugru, which I've used in previous videos. It is just an air dry rubber and I prefer it over air dry clay because it does not shrink after it dries. So that's what it looks like. It's nice and smooth. I'm going to put that aside and let it cure for about 12 hours until it's completely hardened, and then I can paint the head. And movie magic, the Sugru is completely set. It is hard. I really like the way it came out because it's nice and smooth and it blends very well with the rest of the head. Now it's time to start painting. I'm going to be using Sally Hansen nail polish in white on. I'm going to use 3 coats to get a complete coverage, and that's it. Slenderman just has a solid white face. He doesn't have any features like eyes or a mouth, so all white with a clear top coat and the head is completely done. That's actually pretty simple. So I'm going to put that to the side, let it dry, and start working on the body. Slenderman wears a black suit, so I'm going to recreate that look on Applejack today. I'm starting off by using that same white nail polish and painting just the front chest area with 2 coats and also the bottom of the front legs, so that way the front legs are kind of like the arms. I've taken some nail striping tape and defined the neckline of the jacket and the cuffs of the jacket. Now I'm going to be using my favorite black nail polish, Black Heart by Sally Hansen, and I'm going to completely cover the entire pony with black except for the areas outlined with that nail striping tape. And you really should peel off the tape while the polish is still wet. I got a little bit of nail polish on the white area of the chest there, no big deal. I'll clean that up in a second. So I'm just going to keep going and completely cover the pony in black to make it look like she's wearing a suit. Slenderman is just an urban legend, so he's not actually a true person or thing in real life, but this custom has just been requested by so many of you guys in the comment section. I decided to make the tutorial. Hopefully nobody gets creeped out by it. I think it's gonna come out pretty cool looking. Okay, so all the black is in. Now I have taken some black sugrue, the same thing that I used at the back of the head, and I am going to lay this right at the edge of where the black and the white meet, and this is going to become the collar of Slenderman's suit. So I'm just going to use my finger to flatten it all out, and then take my X-Acto knife and define the neckline once again. And I'm just going to cut off all of that excess and put it to the side. And now I am going to give that collar a V shape and put some notches near the top to replicate Slenderman's suit. So there's the notch right there. This looks so awesome. The sugrue really gives it texture and it looks so nice. I'm going to keep going with the black sugrue, and I'm going to give Slender Pony the cuffs at the wrist. I'm taking a thin strip of black sugrue, wrapping it around the wrist area, and then I'm going to carve out a little notch on the side using my X-Acto knife. And the sugrue is very pliable, so if your little strip isn't like long enough, you can pull it just a little bit to make it longer and it shouldn't break. And that looks really nice. I'm going to use some white sugrue and just put some little balls right there at the notch for the cuff links. And I'm going to put one on the other side as well. I've rolled out some white sugrue, and now I'm going to put in Slender Pony's collar and tie. So I'm going to use the same method that I used earlier of putting the sugrue directly onto the pony and then cutting it out using my X-Acto knife. I'm going to finish off Slender Pony's suit with a little triangle at the top of the tie to pull everything together. I'm going to let all the sugrue set and dry overnight, and once it's completely dried, I'm going to go in and paint the tie red. You could also paint Slender Pony's tie black. It's kind of really what your preference is, and I wanted a pop of color, so I went with red. I'm also going to go in with a little bit of gold acrylic paint and paint the cufflinks gold. And now it's time for the cutie mark. Slenderman's symbol is a circle with an X going through it. So I am going to draw that on the flank here. And I'm purposely making my lines a little blurry, a little shaky, because Slenderman's symbol isn't a perfectly round circle. It does have like lots of different lines going through it. And I'm going to top off the entire pony with a coat of clear nail polish to seal everything in. And once it's dried, it is time for Slender Pony's tail. I'm going to be using Black Magic from dollyhair.com. I have folded it and cut it into pieces of hair that are 1/4 the original length. I have twist tied the hair together, pressed it through the tail hole, and now I'm going to pull it out using my pliers about halfway through, just like that. Remove that twist tie and replace it with a zip tie. And secure that zip tie as tightly as you possibly can because you don't want any of that tail hair to get loose when you're playing with the pony. Snip off the excess at the top and pull that tail right through. And this tail's actually too long for me, so I'm just gonna go in and give Slender Pony a little haircut. And the last step is going to be reattaching the head to the body. And to do that, I prefer to use Gorilla Glue. So I'm just going to use a little bit of Gorilla Glue here and reattach the head to the body, and Slender Pony is completely done. So let's check out the completed custom. Here is Slender Pony, and I have to admit that seeing a pony with no face is a little creepy but really cool all at the same time. I think that this custom came out so cool. I hope that you guys use this tutorial to make your own and that it comes out even better than mine. Thank you so much for watching, little pandas. Until next time, bye. You can find me online. For the latest news and updates for this channel, you can follow me on Instagram, Manda Panda Toy Collector, like my Facebook page, facebook.com/Manda Panda Toy Collector, or you can add me on Snapchat